Okay, hi everyone. Today I have with me Hank Schucking. He is the maintenance planner, scheduler at Salt River Project. He is joining us as a keynote speaker at the upcoming 19th Outage Management for Power Plants event coming up in August. So thank you so much for joining me today, Hank. We're excited to have you.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate the invite.
Definitely. Okay, so just some background on the event before we jump into our interview here. The event is being held August 4th through 6th in New Orleans, Louisiana, as well as virtually. So you can tune in online. Um, the event really brings together power plant or power generation professionals with expertise in planned and forced outage maintenance and management. So I have a few questions over here for Hank to just provide some more insight on his topic, as well as just his overall experience. So we will just jump right in here to the questions. First question I got for you, Hank. What is the topic that you are presenting on, and how does it relate to the audience?
The topic I'm going to be presenting on is mastering planning and scheduling within a work management process. And how it relates is uh, work management process is in everyday life, not just in businesses, but in our life at home as well. And being able to master your planning and scheduling, especially at the business level, adds uh, great value to both the owners, the management, and to the maintenance people. So I'll be presenting along those lines. And my presentation will cover the need to be consistent, proficient, and thorough with your planning and scheduling processes and how they relate in importance and relationship to the project work cycle.
Right, very important, definitely. Okay. And then question about kind of currently what we're dealing with or have going on. How are you adapting in the era of COVID-19?
Well, it's definitely a big change in all areas of human life right now. It's a extreme historical event, something that as we go into the future, we'll look back and see how well we did in the past. Personally, I'm following the state, federal, and CDC guidelines, as well as my company guidelines, to help reduce the risk of contracting or even spreading COVID-19. I'm fortunate to be able to work from home. I've been working from home since about the middle of March, probably be working from home for well into the future. And being able to work from home, I'm still able to perform my duties as a planner scheduler and still able to provide value to the project lifecycle. And also, I know the risk. If I feel ill in any way, shape, or form, then I'm going to quarantine myself and stay out of the way. Try not to create any kind of a hazardous or unsafe condition for my family and coworkers and the public. So it's a new era that we live in.
Yeah, new normal for sure. Great. And then what are the keys to overcoming adversity during the planning and scheduling process, would you say?
Well, adversity can be in many different shapes and forms. Obviously, the pandemic has created some adverse effects on how we do our everyday business, how we do our work every day. Uh, but adversity can also be in other forms and fashions. It can be nature related in the uh, such as with weather events or seismic events or something like that, tidal waves. It can also be man caused, uh, You know, there's all kinds of adverse situations that can create uh, a lot of havoc out there in our businesses. It can be major events, or it could be something as minor as your part is going to be 2 days late from the promised delivery date. So we have to watch out and be prepared for as many of those adversities as we can be. Uh, I would say the keys are, of course, safety priority. That's your number one priority. And then concentrate on customer service. If you provide good customer service to your customers and know who your customers are, then you're going to be providing the next one, which is quality of work. Quality is utmost important because bad quality leads to bad jobs, and bad jobs lead to poor situations and poor asset health management. So we got to keep quality in mind. We also need to be sure to gather and deal with the facts. Try not to uh, just deal on assumptions. Gather the facts, know the facts, and deal with the facts as far as your work relationship with your management and maintenance and others. I think it's also important to be flexible. As you can see, you're working from home, I'm working from home. That shows a great deal of flexibility in what we do. And I think that's a new key that we have to get used to. And finally, I highly feel strong, highly strong about consistency. Be consistent in your planning, your scheduling, and in your work management during these adverse and inconsistent times. Consistency tends to bring a calming and reassured feeling to people.
Yeah, definitely. Those are all really great points for sure. Okay. Next question I have here: how do you efficiently manage the transition from planning, scheduling, and execution?
Well, that's a really good question. So, uh, I think a good work management process is what helps with that transition. If everyone knows what the work management process is, if everyone is on board and following the work management process, the transition will be fairly simple and easy. Uh, uh, in my presentation, I'm going to be talking about something that we have nicknamed IPSIC. IPSIC is an acronym for initiate, plan, schedule, execute, and each one of those have various roles that people are applying themselves to, and how that transitions into the workflow management part of your work management process. So I think IPSIC will explain a lot, and it will help everyone understand quite a bit.
Very neat. Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about it for sure in your session. Okay, and then moving away a little bit more towards your kind of personal life, what is one interesting fact about your professional career or current role that might not be able to be seen on your bio or your LinkedIn profile? Would you say?
Well, something I don't have on my LinkedIn profile is I've operated an architectural drafting business on my own, pretty much from my home for the last 28 years. I provided architectural drawings, commercial and residential, for northern Arizona, southern Utah, and southeastern Nevada. I've produced approximately 1,200 custom home plans. And in providing that service to my customers, the IPSIC or the initiate, plan, schedule, execute, and closeout was highly involved. For any of you out there that have gone through that process of building a custom home, you know what I'm talking about. And having a good set of plans, having your material identified, getting a pretty good idea what the labor is going to be and how much that's going to cost, that all plays into executing the building of a home
Mhm.
and then finally closing out and moving in so you can live in that brand new home. Uh, I've been real happy to provide that kind of a service, and it's just something that's in my portfolio that's not known to a lot of people in LinkedIn.
Very cool. Seems like planning is just in your DNA almost. Okay, last question we have here. So, what are you most looking forward to at the 19th Outage Management for Power Plants conference this August?
Well, I hopefully we can all meet together there in New Orleans and the pandemic doesn't have us working from home or conferencing from home. If we're able to meet there, I think I'd be interested and excited about meeting and interacting with other professionals in the outage management community and in the planning and scheduling community. Also, being able to attend and see the other case studies that are in the conference. There's a lot of good information there that I think would benefit me as well as other of that same profession. And finally, being able to provide some information that supports goals for others in planning and scheduling, and hopefully provides value toward their work, what they're. I think all of us strive to progress and get better at what we're doing. It's just in our makeup.
Right.
I think those are the three things that I look forward to the most.
Awesome. Well, I think that you will be able to find all three of those there as well. So great. Thank you so much, Hank. We really appreciate your time and your insight today. And we are looking forward to hearing you speak and present at the event in a couple weeks. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me and have a great day and be safe out there, everybody.
You too.